The playbook was written in ink, or so they said. But the field changed the moment that we moved ahead. Circumstances shift, the shadows start to grow. In the script we memorize, it's time to let it go. I see the blitz coming, I see the pressure mount. But it's not how you start, it's the finish that will count. I'm the quarterback standing in the eye of the storm. Shattering the silence, breaking every norm. Call the audible, change the line. We're stepping out of formation and into the design. From the wreckage of the plans we made, we found a light that will never fade. When the world goes dark and the silence lies, look to your brother, look in his eyes. We are the storm that clears the skies. Say it with your chest, together we rise. Together we rise, together we rise. Yeah, yeah. Together we rise. Yeah. Welcome to the sanctuary, the unscripted truth, where we peel back the layers and we rebuild the roof. No plutonium files needed to crack the code. Just honest conversation on this heavy road. Zero topics off the table, let the record show. This is the realest frequency that you will ever know. I'm scared too, yeah, I'll admit the fear, but courage only matters when the danger is near. So tune in, lock in, let the hours pass. We're building something solid that is built to last. It's 6 p.m. The sun is going down, but we are the kings of this unspoken town. They want us divided, they want us apart, but they underestimated the strength of this heart. We don't need a teleprompter to tell us who to be. We just need this moment.
What is up, everybody? How you doing? It's your boy, the Birdman from the Birdman Show. Hopefully everybody's doing all right. But you already know what to do, so why don't you go ahead and do it with me. And for Miss D. That's right. I'm just getting on here. Normally we would do an episode here. Actually, let me go ahead and stop that music. Yeah, so normally this is our normal night to do an episode. Like I said, what's up, Tabs? How you doing? Love you, sis. Hope you're doing all right. But yeah, like I said, normally we'd be doing an episode tonight. However, they've been having some issues, some family issues, and so right now my mom's in the hospital. So we're gonna skip tonight's episode. I'm glad you're doing well, Tabs. We're going to skip tonight's episode, but I did want to get on here, for a little bit and say what's up. I didn't want to completely just, I guess, disown everybody. Not disown. That doesn't sound right. No, that doesn't sound right. Anyways, I wanted to get on here and say hi at least and see how everybody was doing. But like I said, we're not going to be doing tonight. We're not doing the episodes. It's supposed to be episode 1 of season 8. We're supposed to be a premiere episode for that. And we already had a topic picked, but I wanted to actually, I end up, because the Birdman Show, we do audibles here. That's all we do here. So I decided to change our episode 1 for season 8. So next Wednesday, we'll be coming back and we're going to be doing thank you, Tabs. Prayers are much, much appreciated. I really appreciate that, and always it's right back at you. I don't know if you have a situation or if you don't have a situation, it doesn't matter. Healthy, unhealthy, prayers are always being sent. So thank you very much for yours, and definitely know that mine are coming your way as well. But we decided, mainly myself, decided we're going to change episode 1 of season 8. So I wanted to come in somewhat lighter, but fun. So we're bringing back another top list. I don't know if we're gonna do 10 or all time, whatever, but we're coming back, and what we're gonna be talking about is worst movies with great casts. Okay, so we're talking about movies just completely missed the mark, and you wouldn't have guessed they missed the mark because of the star-studded cast members they had. So we're gonna be talking about that next Wednesday. So I'm looking forward to it because there's a lot to come to my mind. And when I presented that, especially to Miss D, she's like, "Oh gosh," she's like, "Yeah, I can think of quite a few off the top of my head right now." So I'm looking forward to that one. So I'm definitely looking forward to that one. I think it's gonna be fun, and I really enjoy doing our all-time lists, or top 10 list, top 25 list, whatever list we are doing, whatever numbers we do it. I really enjoy doing those. They're a lot of fun. So I kind of like to. I'm starting to get into the mode where I want to kind of like, if much as possible, start each season, whether it's the Birdman Show or Conspiracy Files, with something a little bit lighter because we tend to get into some heavy stuff later on. So I kind of like to start with something light, end with something light. Um, so yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing next Wednesday. Oh, pardon the Tri-State 66ers gear there. For those who know, I do own and coach a minor league basketball team. I know, right, Tabs? It does sound fun. But I own and coach a minor league basketball team, so we're in the middle of our season right now. So I'm wearing a lot of 66er gear whenever I'm doing something, wherever I go somewhere, just to kind of help promote the team and things we're doing. So yeah, so it's a lot of fun. If you ever want to catch one of those games, I don't think I have. I don't know if I have a banner for that one on this one. I know I have it on my. I know I have it on my Riverside studio. I don't think. Maybe I do. Oh, actually, I do. Isn't that special? So if you ever actually want to catch one of our games, live stream on there, or go to our YouTube channel and catch any past games as well, you just go to YouTube at Tri-State 66ers 32. We just played this past Sunday. Had a great game. It was our first home game of the season. And we won 146 to 107. So I'm very excited. The group of guys I have with that team, this team right now is great. It's a great group of guys. I really enjoy them. They make coaching easy for me, so I'm not having to yell too much. And I typically yell more in practice than actually during the game. So they make the game easy and fun for me as a coach. So definitely, like I say, if you like basketball, then definitely would love catching any of our games. Thank you, Tabs. It was a great win. I was very proud of them. And I got a few young guys on that squad that they have some great promise to be able to go overseas and play basketball, which is where I'm trying to get them. I think since I've been coaching since 2015 in the minor leagues. I think in that time, we've gotten a total of, I want to say 10 to 11 players overseas contracts that are playing overseas right now. So that's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to push that, I'm trying to give those guys opportunities to be able to play and realize their dreams at whatever level that is. And be also be able to help spur somebody's career to where they make it to the NBA one day. That would be awesome. And I would love an opportunity to be able to do something like that. So that's what we're kind of pushing towards. So I'm excited about that when it comes to that. But like I said, I'm excited for season 8 of the Birdman Show. It's still hard to believe that I've been doing this for 8 seasons. Started off, by myself. And the first episode I did of the Birdman Show was with Ace. I think this might have been before he was calling himself Ace. Um, but it was with Ace, and it was over, mental health, which is still the main staple of the Birdman Show. And we try to hit that as much as possible. We'll even do some episodes during the season that deal with mental health, because I think it's important. It's not something that should be a one and done episode. You should be able to incorporate it throughout, because mental health, if you're having issues, doesn't go away in one episode. It's a series. It's a franchise, if so to speak. And it's a long running franchise if you're not careful. But it's important that you do keep your mental health in the forefront of your mind. And it's also important to make sure we're checking on each other. You never know what somebody's going through. Um, So always check on each other. On the flip side of that, if someone is checking on you, at the very least, reach back out to them, tell them, hey, I'm not doing so well, but I just don't want to talk about it right now. But thank you for reaching out. You know what I'm saying? Don't just leave somebody in limbo when they're generally showing you that they actually care about you, and they want to try to be there for you as much as possible. At least have the common courtesy to let them know, hey, I'm still here. I'm dealing with some stuff. I'm a little overwhelmed. Okay, all right. Hey, if you're overwhelmed, just know that, hey, I'm here to talk to you, or I'm here to listen. Let me put that way. I'm here to listen. If you want to talk, you just want to vent, get some stuff off your chest, just let it rip. Go for it. That's what I'm here for. So yeah, what's up, Mace? Like I said, I just jumped in here. This wasn't one that I necessarily. Now, if you want to jump in here, I think you have. If you want to jump in here real quick, I don't plan on being on it very long. Because like I said, I'm going to end up going back to the hospital, so I plan on being on here till maybe about 6:30, 6:45. And then I was going to knock out some schoolwork, some school assignments for school. All right, I'll send it to you. Knock out a couple assignments for school, and then I was gonna probably head back up to the hospital to go be with my mom for a little bit longer. So yeah, that's the plan. But you know how the Birdman goes in the Birdman show. Nothing ever goes according to plan. if anything holds true, what is true is that nothing goes to plan. That's just the bottom dollar. Um, and that's what Stone Cold says. No, I'm sorry, not Stone Cold. Sorry, it's not. Where is our group chat at? I am not even on the right freaking. I'm on my other Facebook account. Yeah, you jackhole. Hold on, give me a second. Um, some other freaking Facebook account. It's like, what? It's like, where is our group account? What's going on here? Yeah, well, it's because I'm on my team account, not the Birdman account. That would be why. But yeah, like I said, oh, please make sure you're checking on each other. Because I think that's a huge thing. And I'm bad about um I'm horrible sometimes at checking in. Um and I'm horrible about that when it comes to just certain things. But like when it comes to everything in general, like if I know that somebody's dealing with some issues or whatnot, then I'll check in. I definitely check in. I'll say, well, say what's going on. How's everything going? But I'm also extremely bad about letting people know that I'm dealing with something. And yes, Tabs, 100%. I agree with that. Time has flown 8 seasons and still going strong. Like it's crazy to think that. It is like super duper crazy to think that. Mace Valor in his house.
What's up?
What is up, my brother?
Yeah, speaking of the group chat, yeah, it's been a busy day, so sorry if I'm a little late, but I didn't see you post a link, but I was like, I'm pretty sure he said he's going on, so I checked you out on YouTube.
Yeah, my bad. I wasn't even, like I said, matter of fact, when I got on here to go live, I literally had just walked through the door like 5 minutes prior to that. So, and then when you said something, I was like, crazy. Oh crap, you know what? I definitely did not send a link.
I hope everything's improved with your mom.
Yeah, she is doing better. They're going to go ahead and keep her for one more night. At the very least, they're going to keep her for one more night, just to make sure everything's staying where it should be. Her blood pressure is now more under control, so that's a plus, and definitely will take that. So she's doing much better. They were worrying a little bit because they didn't know maybe some type of cancer popped up, but CT scans for her head and for her lungs and chest area, fine. Her blood work in general was great. It's just that her blood pressure was high for her. I wasn't gonna say way high because her current her blood pressure, what it's been, is my normal blood pressure. So yeah, so that tells you a lot right there. But no, she's doing better, laughing, joking. So that's always good. As far as that's concerned. How's the family doing on your end?
Oh, everything's fine. I've had a tummy ache since last night.
Hey,
I'll give you the I'll Tarantino for you. I swallowed a bunch of ants yesterday.
uh, uh, huh?
So it's starting to get warm out here, so we always have an issue with ants in the neighborhood. So
Yeah, I agree with that. Same here.
we've been rewatching Star Wars with the kids. So we were doing episode 2 last night, and I had an Arizona drink right next to the couch.
Oh
And
God.
I didn't pay attention. I didn't notice that any ants had got in there. So once everything was done, we put the kids to bed. I picked up the drink and I was like, oh, there's a little bit left in here. And I just swallowed it down. And then like after I threw the can away, like my tongue started hurting. And so I scraped my tongue and there was a bunch of ants biting my tongue because they had gotten into the drink. And so I don't know if it's like a mental thing or what, but like, I don't know. I've just been having weird issues all day. I'm like, I know I'll be fine, but still a little weird.
Yeah. Just think you gotta go to the bathroom, drop a deuce. I'll be like looking in the toilet, be like, are they in there? Are they swimming in there? Oh God, oh God. What's gonna happen? They're like, now if you start growing antenna, then we're gonna have a problem. Yeah. It's like instead of the fly, it'd be the ant. Now you'd be the real Ant-Man.
Yeah, right. That was a weird experience. So, like I said, I don't know if my mind is doing that thing where it's like overthinking the situation because my stomach acid should be more than enough to just eradicate them. But it has been feeling a little weird lately. But just moving along like life is normal. Just act like it didn't happen.
Either I take a shot of bleach or something. It's approved by Trump.
It'll take care of every issue I have. I'll never have another issue again.
You also be able to sleep for a long time. Oh God, that's crazy. But please, everybody out there, that was a complete joke. Do not take shots of bleach. Oh, for the love of God, please don't do that. That's all that I need is somebody calling the show like, you made my Grammy drink some freaking bleach because she thought it would cure her diabetes. No, that's not going to cure diabetes. But yeah, that's crazy though. That's wild. Oh, that's super wild. Yeah, wow. That reminds me of a story my brother told me when we were kids. Because I don't really. He was we stayed at a friend's house, and he had a drink that was in a cup, and he drank like half of it, and he put it in the refrigerator because he's going to drink it the next morning. Well, he goes to drink it the next morning, and I mean, next thing you know, he's just spitting the drink out everywhere, and I'm like, and I hear like stomping going on. I'm like, what the heck? So I come walking around the corner. I think I was like maybe 5 or 6 at the time, and come walking around the corner, and he's like, then he like runs past me, goes to the bathroom, starts throwing up. And I'm like, what in the world? He's like, there was a roach in the cup. I was like, what? So now I'm dry heaving. So I was like, what in the? Oh, it was crazy, man. So I was like, yeah. So
I have the worst though. Like the ants, that's not even bad enough. So like you remember deployment, right?
Yeah.
We used to get those sodas, but they had like the pull tab, right?
Oh yeah.
At this point, I was working as the armorer, so I was working at the CP, and I was on the day shift, and I'm just hanging out in there with my buddy Hurt, and we're drinking sodas, right? Hurt, yeah. And I had set my soda down on the counter. Well, the maintenance NCO had come in, and was shooting the shit, talking with us for a while, and he was using a soda can, but he wasn't drinking from it.
Oh God.
And he just so happened to put his drink down next to mine, and I hadn't noticed. So when I went to go grab my drink, I grabbed his. That was the worst of the worst. Like I started like immediately. You could probably connect the dots to figure out what it really was. But so I'm like throwing up. I'm dry heaving. I'm yelling. I'm screaming. first aren't, how remember how he looked like Uncle Ruckus with his like eyes
Yeah.
bulging out and stuff. He's like, "What the hell, Montgomery? Why are you making noise?" And then they tell him what happened, and then he starts fucking laughing, and it was just like the worst fucking thing, man.
Oh God.
So yeah, watch your drinks, double check, always.
Yeah, always do that. That's why when I used to dip, I never used a can. And I used to, like, when I was drinking, like I drank Corona bottles or Bud Light, or bottles like that. The ones that were they had the dark glass, right?
Yeah.
And I used to sit there and I drank one bottle and then I'd use that as a spit bottle. Well, I got to the point one time where I was sitting. Now I never drank out of any of my spitballs, so I'm thankful for that. But I remember one time I'm sitting there spitting in one bottle and drinking out the other, spitting in the bottle, drinking out the other. The next thing I know, I somehow switch it up and I'm spitting in my good beer bottle, and I'm like, so now I did that like twice one time. I wasted like 2 beers doing that one time. So I was like, you know what, forget that. So then after that, I just started getting those like the liter like Pepsi bottles and drinking those, and then that way it was clear, so I knew exactly what I was doing. But I was like, you know what, I can't do this. I quit dipping, and I was like, man, this is, first of all, it got too expensive.
Oh, for sure.
Good God, that stuff. And I was like, man, this stuff, whether you smoke or you dip, that stuff don't last long enough for me to be sitting there thinking I'm not like I have to dang near be a millionaire just to be able to freaking support that habit. It's freaking ridiculous. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, never try any nicotine. It just ain't worth it. Oh God. Like, think about, like, over the course of time, how much money in my life I could have saved if I just never touched any nicotine products. You don't notice it while you're doing it because it's like such a little amount here and there.
Yeah.
But that bad habit like sneaks up over time. At least with drinking, you got fun stories that come from it. What do you get, like smoking or dipping? You just get headaches.
Yeah, it's like I just smoked and dipped. So
maybe the only thing that positive I ever got from it was the occasional smoke break at work, and that was it.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true. Because then but you know what, that's like a buddy of mine. He's like, he doesn't smoke, never smoked in his life, but they gave smoke breaks out, so he got one of those those vape pens that it's just air, so it's just air, so he takes a smoke break, but he goes out there and he basically vapes air. So it's like, he's like, hey, I'm taking a break, man. It's there. You know what I'm saying? Why am I sitting at my desk working all day without taking a break? And these fools taking like 5, 6 smoke breaks. I'm out there with them. I'm like, you know what? I'm not even mad at you, man. Yeah, I feel you on that, Tabs. I think everybody who smokes or anything like that would definitely be way richer, if we didn't do any of that stuff. I mean, seriously, and Mace brought it up. When you don't really think about it while you're doing it, but the money that you spend, because I think about it like this. Because when I used to dip, when I smoked, but I didn't smoke a lot. If I did smoke, it was usually a cigar, or it was blacks. Like if I like Black and Miles, I might smoke maybe 2 packs a week, so it wasn't a lot. And the cigars, I only smoked those.
Pure flavor country. Go sit.
Yeah. So I would only smoke those maybe once or twice a month. So I didn't smoke those a lot. When I dipping, man, when I was dipping back in the day, man, good God. I mean, I think I would go through, because I was using the long cut. But then I didn't like the long cut because then the stems would sometimes get stuck in your gums. You know what I'm saying? I hated that feeling. So now I went over to the patches. Or pouches, sorry, pouches. I went over to the pouches, which I love those because you don't have to worry about anything getting stuck in your teeth. You know what I'm saying? Those are a little easier to dispose of. But those were more expensive than the long cut. Those are a lot more expensive to the long cut. And so I was like, well, I get those. So those were like, I think like $5-6 per can. So I was like, oh, I'll just save some money. I'll just buy the log. You get the log, just buy that whole log. That's like $26 or something like that. So the log has what I think 6 cans, 5-6 cans in it. And I was going through that in a week. So you're talking about, I know, right?
That's a lot.
I know exactly. But the pouches, you know what I'm saying? You do 2 pouches. Let's say you do 2 pouches per dip. You know what I'm saying? That there's only, I want to say maybe 15 to 20 pouches per can. That's actually pretty easy to go through that, especially depending on how much you dip during the day. And like I was at that time, being in the military, especially being deployed, that was one of the easiest things to do, because I definitely would not smoke while we were in the desert or anything like that, because that's just stupid. It gives away your position real quick, because that smell travels quite a bit of distance, and it's very easy to give your position away. So I never recommended anybody smoking, at least not while we were out on patrol or anything. And then, oh my God, Tab says she used to spend $90 a carton. $90 a carton. Good. And how long would a carton last you, Tabs? I don't even know how many packs of cigarettes come in a carton. Like, I don't even know. I don't even know.
Yeah, I only ever picked up cartons like a few times in my life. I would just go and just get.
She
packs,
said 2 weeks.
But
oh, she said 10 in each carton. God dang, in 2 weeks. So you spend, oh my Lord. Oh my Lord.
$180 a month.
$180. Good God Almighty, $180. What do I do that's $180 that I pay for a month? My phone bill is $230. That's slightly cheaper. It's slightly cheaper.
$2,160 a year.
Good God. So the $180 a month is probably about, I'm gonna say about $75 more than I pay for my total package for YouTube TV, because I have YouTube TV, then I got the sports package, and I got the movies package, and it comes up to about $125. I want to say it's $125. So $65 less, or $60 less. That's crazy to me. That is crazy to me. And the thing is that okay, so you still smoke. Because if I'm reading that right, you still smoke. So the thing about that is, man, $180 a month. So, and the thing is, prices of cigarettes and cartons, they just went up not that long ago. She's like, yep, LOL. 30 a month more than her car insurance. That's crazy. Wow. That's wow. Maybe Geico needs to go into cigarette sales too. Maybe they need to give a carton of cigarettes with every policy. They might make a lot more. They might get a lot more customers. So Geico, Progressive, if you guys need more customers, I suggest you get into the tobacco industry and start selling. You sell cartons with policies. Yeah, I think so. Oh hell, maybe some of these the life insurance companies might. Oh, she got Geico. So hey, tell the Gecko. She said, "Yo, Gecko, put in on these cartons." Put on them cartons, man. They put in on this. You want my insurance? Put in on these cartons, baby. You know what I'm saying? Hook a sister up. That's what you need to tell him. Okay, call me Gecko. He's a pretty good guy. He's a pretty good guy. He's British, I think. And he British, I think. Yeah, he's British. But that's crazy though. That's just wild to me. Yeah. So did you hear what I said we were gonna do for episode 1 of season 8?
No, what's up?
Okay. So I decided to change it up because we were going to do the death of innocence was going to be for the start of the episode. But I decided, I was like, you know what? How about we start this off and do something a little lighter? So what we're going to do instead is we're going to talk. The title of it is Worst Movies with Great Casts. So when you think about that, you think about movies that they were so underwhelming, but you wouldn't have thought so when you heard the cast members. So me off the top of my head, and these are going to be on my list, and we'll talk about them more. But me off the top of my head, one of them has to be Batman and Robin. Batman and Robin, because you had George Clooney, you had Chris O'Donnell, you had Uma Thurman, Arnold Schwarzenegger. You had that. You think about that cast right there, and you think about those. They're all individually pretty good actors. Now, Chris O'Donnell, I don't know about him. I don't know what else he's played in. He's played in quite a few movies. I just don't remember. But when you think about some of these movies, these people played in, you're like, man, this looks like it's gonna be a really good movie. But yeah, toilet water. That's what it was. Toilet water. Okay, not toilet water is what it was. Toilet or water. Okay. And that's how bad it was. So that's definitely one that's gonna be on my list. But there's quite a few that have been out there that I like, man. That cast right there. Ooh, that's gonna be tight. That's why I was so gun shy with Ocean's 11. Because Ocean's 11, now you want to talk about some star-studded cast. I was like, there's no way that's gonna work. I mean, look at what happened. And I was like, look what happened with Batman and Robin. But that whole series was actually pretty good. I enjoyed it. It was actually pretty good. I wish I could say the same thing for Fast and the Furious. Some of that stuff just got ridiculous after a while. But that might be, it depends on which one we're talking about, which Fast and the Furious we're talking about. I gotta figure out how many have they made. I think it's like 37 of them, right?
Oh, they've made so many of those movies. It's
I'm waiting for the one they're gonna do in the nursing home. It's the Fast and the Furious thing we're talking about, the Fast and Furious bowels. Like what happens when they eat too much pudding. Like, I don't know. They're gonna be racing wheelchairs down the corridors. It's ridiculous. That movie, that franchise, I don't know. I lost count after Tokyo Drift. And I think Tokyo Drift was like the third, maybe fourth installment.
There's another couple movies that like franchises that started out good, but then like they got crushed by their own like weight. It's like look at Transformers. Like Transformers started out, pretty strong because it was trying to be like modern and edgy. Like a lot of films had a certain style at that point. But it was fine for the time when it came out, and even the first one's enjoyable to go back and watch. Yes, but because they turned that into a franchise, it's like they are constantly trying to one-up themselves because every movie, it's a universe-ending disaster type thing. Like it's it's the world ending one after another. And it kind of gets to the point where it's like, well, how can you top yourself? And then the writing kind of gets nonsensical. And then, there's issues with the cast, people coming and going. And what was it? The last mainline Transformers movie was trying to essentially rewrite history of the franchise, because it's like, we want to turn it. The plan for the last Transformers movie was to eventually like allow that to spin off into other things. So they had this whole King Arthur thing with Sam Witwicky being a part of a bloodline of these people that know about the Transformers or whatever the hell. And it's like they're adding in all this new information that logically that stuff would have already kind of been hinted at or explained. So it's really something that they just pulled out of their ass. But by that point, people didn't care. The Fast and the Furious franchise is kind of like the same way, where it was a lightning in a bottle thing, where I don't think they were intending it to be a franchise. It was just supposed to be a fun movie, but people really liked it. So they did another, and then another. And then as soon as they went down the line, it's like, how often can we tell the story about racing cars? Like, let's up the ante. We talked about like law enforcement being involved, like FBI informants or whatever. So let's kind of turn it into a heist thing or whatever. And now they're dealing with like what there was there was that movie Shaw and Hobbs, which basically the bad guy Idris Elba was basically like had these nanites in his body that made him superhuman. And it's like, And this all started from drag racing. Like,
You know, that one really threw me off, man. I didn't mind it so much, but then lots of parts of that the Idris Elba one with the Danites and everything. His motorcycle was what really got me. The fact that like he could call it like it was Milner or something. Like what the like what is Stormbreaker on wheels? What's going on here? What is with this bike? like what in the world? Yeah, I mean it was just some crazy stuff. And so yeah, I get you. I'm right there with you on that one. It just didn't. I don't know. Like I said, I enjoyed it because there's some seriously comical parts in it. And I think with the dynamic between The Rock and just Jason Statham. What's his name?
Yeah, Jason Statham.
Statham. Yeah, that's it. Statham. I almost want to say Jason Stamos. But wrong one. Anyways, that's not that's the guy was the guy off of what was it? Full House?
Full House? Yeah.
Yeah.
John Stamos.
John Stamos. So I always do that. I do that a lot. I've done that before many times. But yeah, no. I get you. I'm right there with you. I do have one. I'm not gonna talk about it now because it's gonna be my number one. So I'm not gonna bring it up now. But this one thoroughly just irked me. I did not like what they did with that movie at all. It just did not make sense. And like I said, you'll get the full force of the Birdman when we talk about this, because this one you'll see how irritated I am, because I'm gonna talk. Well, yeah. Are you talking about the Fast and the Furious tabs? You only watched the first two, I'm assuming is what you're saying. Those are probably to me, that was probably the best two out of the whole thing. And that's because, well, was the second one? The second one was with what's his name? God dang it! What's the old boy that died in real life? He played Brian in Fast and Furious. What the heck was his name? The freak was his name? I see his face. I just can't think of his name. Paul Walker. There you go. I lost Mace. Yes, Paul Walker. That's who I was thinking about. And that's the one. The second one, I think, wasn't the second one with Paul Walker and Tyrese? Isn't that when they introduced Tyrese? Was the second one?
I was screaming Paul Walker, but like it kept saying, "Oh, your microphone's unplugged." Like, what the hell are you talking about?
I saw you talking, but yeah, then you dropped out. I was like, oh, he's having some issues. But yeah. So I think the second one was when they introduced Tyrese. I thought that was decent. I thought they missed a couple of marks. They could have made that movie a lot better, but I still think overall it was a pretty good movie. Tokyo Drift just seemed so disconnected to me. And I think that was the third one. If memory serves me, that just didn't seem. And it was after, I think it was after Paul Walker's death, and so they tried to do that one.
No, Paul Walker died like in the middle of while they were making the sixth or seventh one.
Was it? Did it?
Yeah.
Did he?
So yeah.
Oh, yeah,
so Tokyo Drift was the last movie that was in the spirit of the first two, because the first two were still about racing, right? There was like some external conflicts and stuff that went on and whatever, but at the core they were still about racing. So Tokyo Drift was looking at the racing scene in another country, like, hey, we're going to show a new character in a new location, we're going to freshen it up, right? So it was different. And then you had Dominic Tallarico at the end of it, little like Easter egg cameo.
Yeah.
But so then the fourth movie, when that happened, that's when everything kind of went nuts, right? And they started going a little more off the rails. It was less about racing, and it was more just about like them like using their cars or whatever.
Right.
Anyway, and then what's her name died, and then you had the fifth one, which was the whole heist thing, and then the law enforcement from all over the world was coming after. That was when they introduced The Rock, I believe. And then
Yes.
here's the thing that gets me. So Ludacris in the first movie owns his own car shop, right?
Yeah.
But in the fifth movie, when they're talking about what they're going to do with all the money once they steal the stuff and then they get away from law enforcement, he says, "Man, I'm going to do what I was going to do. I'm going to open up my own like auto shop or whatever." It's like, but you already like that's you started owning your own auto shop. So it's like the people that wrote these movies didn't even like the newer ones didn't even bother looking at the ones that came before. So there's like a lot of really weird inconsistencies like that. And that's the other thing too. There's multiple times where characters will die, like they're dead. Like you'll see, like the Asian dude got shot in the face, but somehow he came back and.
That's because he was drinking the same type of milk that Charlie Kirk drank. Anyways, I drink my milk straight from the cow. I get mine straight from the udder. That's why my bones are so much stronger. But anyways, no. Yeah, I get what you're saying. That is just like it's like, wait a minute, how's that possible? Like and who is this plastic surgeon? Like seriously, like some of these Hollywood stars need to see whoever his plastic surgeon is, because whoever they're getting their plastic surgery from, they just look they look like aliens.
Dude, I think Letty, the girl, Michelle Rodriguez's character, when she died, if I remember correctly, the car she was in blew up.
Yes.
So she survived that. But the car didn't. Like.
Yes, that's because it was the seatbelt that she was wearing. It was flame retardant, so when it blew up, the seatbelt
made of kryptonite.
the seatbelt absorbed the blast and allowed her to get out the car and then walk away before it fully engulfed in flames. So it was part of the technology, because I think she was driving a German car. And so their technology is far more advanced than ours.
Much better safety features.
It's far more advanced than ours. So actually what happened was when it blew up, it instantly covered her in a bubble. And it put her out. If you pay attention to that scene, you see a fireball that just poof, and it's like if you blink, you miss it. That's how good their safety features are. So if you blink, you miss it. You're like, oh, I thought I saw a shooting star, and it was technically a shooting star. It was Michelle Rodriguez being shot out of the car. So there you go. Movie mechanics explained by the Birdman. Oh my God. But yeah, that's how it was. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that episode. I think that episode is gonna be pretty fun. So it's just there's so many movies that were just so disappointing, and you just would not have guessed it when you hear the cast that is being put together for those movies. And then you're just like, that's gonna be a pretty good movie. But then you're like, oh, that was a pretty crappy movie. And I'll be honest with you, man, that's one of the reasons why I don't go to the movies anymore. If it's a movie I really want to watch, I'm patient. I'll just not watch it, especially if it's like a Disney movie. If it's a Disney movie, I won't watch it. I won't watch it at all. I will not. I refuse to go to the movie theaters and watch any movie that's going to be released by Disney. And the simple reason why is because we have Disney Plus, which means within 2 to 3 months, it's going to be on Disney Plus, or however long it takes them to put it on there. So if they put it on there, then it's one of those things. I'm like, I'll just wait. I mean, that's like with Wakanda Forever. I wasn't for sure if I wanted to see it. I just wasn't for sure. Chadwick Boseman is my Black Panther, T'Challa Forever. But that's how I was, and I just wouldn't. And I've seen it a couple times. I'm still kind of on the fence, because I think there were some storylines that were missed in that movie. But at the same time, I have to give them a pass because that cast was so
We'll go get them.
tight knit. They were so tight knit. They were like true family.
Just go downstairs and get them, Hunter.
And so when Chadwick passed away, for us suddenly, but for everybody who knew him, they knew he was sick for quite some time. So for us, he died suddenly. But when that hit, Steve, I just saw that. How you doing, sis? But when he passed, I think that was when they decided to come back with the second one, it was a hard movie. And you talk about they also had to rewrite everything because they had written the second movie already with him being in it. But he didn't make it. Yeah, that was tough. But I still think they did a pretty good job overall. But it is what it is. Waiting for your shift change. Got it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to episode 1 of season 8. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. I would have to say one of my favorite episodes though so far of the Birdman show was probably our one-hit wonders. We did an episode, Ace and I did an episode titled Greatest One-Hit Wonders of All Time. And that was an extremely fun episode. It's on now I don't know if you can watch it on our YouTube channel because we got hit with copyright crap and all that other stuff, but it is on our Rumble channel and there's no copyright issues with it. Rumble allowed us to be able to upload that and put that on there, and there's no copyright issues. So you can actually watch that episode with no issues, because on YouTube, I think it's not playing in certain areas. I don't know what areas. It'll never tell you what areas it's not playing in. But on Rumble, there's no such issue. So if you ever want to catch that episode, like I said, it was so much fun doing that episode. Like I said, if you ever want to catch that, you can just go to our Rumble channel right there at the Birdman Show podcast and check out that One Hit Wonders. It is like I said, it was a lot of fun. Just reminiscing on some of those songs and stuff. Yeah. Like I said, I didn't want to be on here very long. Just want to get on here and say what's up to everybody. Take a little time to say what's up. I appreciate everybody who knew about my mom being in the hospital, the prayers that everybody's been sending. I do appreciate all that. So thank you guys so very much. We can play it we could do a recap tomorrow on Monday's episode. If you're down. If not, what we could do is we could just save that recap for next week after we do the last episodes of that, and then yes, love and hugs and stuff to you too. And we can just go ahead and just do a recap of that whole thing right there. So yeah, we can definitely do that if that works. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go up there because Jesus, child's out there screaming at everybody. I swear to God, that child.
Yeah, I think because we still have part 3 for the octopus murders, so yeah, maybe holding off, because anything that we would additionally add would spoil what's coming up, because man, this is some deep stuff. Yeah,
it really is. It was so deep that I ended up one of the RNs, actually 2 of the RNs that are working with my mom, and one of the maintenance staff came in while I was talking to my mom about the podcast, and I ended up talking to them for almost an hour about the octopus murders.
He's talking. You have to be patient.
I ended up talking to them for like an hour about the octopus murders. Like, what? I said, yeah. I said, it's on Netflix. They looked it up right then. Yeah, they looked it up right then, and then they looked up the podcast, and so they were looking at some of the stuff we were talking about. So it's crazy. I'm telling you, this is a freaking what'd you say, Miss T? Oh, you like the idea of doing I agree. I think that's what we're gonna do. That's a beautiful idea. I think it's what we're gonna do. We're gonna stick to that. So yeah, but it's pretty crazy. So we got like at least 4 more followers now for the podcast. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. I don't even know what the Birdman I don't know what the Birdman Show podcast is up to. I was going to create a separate podcast for Conspiracy Files, but I was like, you know what? I'm just going to keep it as is. I label them. I think I have a Conspiracy Files playlist. If I don't, I think I will create one. So that way we can kind of keep those, to where people can watch those on there. I was like, what the heck? I forgot YouTube changed some things. So yeah, we out. Yeah, so we went from 150 followers or subscribers to 172 in over a week. So I appreciate everybody that's following us. Hey, keep sharing out this stuff that we're doing. Keep sharing this out. Keep popping out with all that stuff. And showing your support and love. We definitely appreciate it. We love you guys for it. You guys are always amazing and always loved and appreciated. But yeah, I'm good with this. You guys, anything else you want to say to the good people before we get up out of here?
Hope everyone has a wonderful week.
Darn right, I do too. Like I said, I've got. Let's see. So we're not doing a recap tomorrow. So the next big thing for me is I have a game Saturday. So we'll be driving to Oklahoma City for that game. And then we're off until no, we have games. Hey, what's up, Itsy? How you doing, sis? No, it's not that you keep missing it. It's just we have some other things coming up. What's up, bro? I know. We have some other things coming up. Like I said, my mom's in the hospital, so I decided just to come on here and say what's up. Let everybody know what's going on, and that we were pushing the season premiere of season 8 to next Wednesday, which we'll be talking about once again. We'll be talking about the worst movies with great casts. So I'm looking forward to that. Thank you, Itsy. She is doing much better. She should be getting released tomorrow, as long as she keeps on her current path. And everything is still going well. That is a good one. That's a good one. That is a good one. I think Crank was okay. It sucked. I think in a sense it was one of those movies that was bad, but it was a bad movie that I'm okay with watching again. Because there's a lot of parts in it that just made me laugh. It was so corny that it made me laugh. So I'll give it that. Now the second one, which was called, what was it called? Voltage? Volts? What?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So instead of keeping his adrenaline up, he had to constantly shock his body to keep his heart ticking.
Yeah, that was stupid. Like, that was just stupid. I just he jumped out of a freaking plane, landed on some power wire, and then dropped to the pavement. Like, bro, if you're surviving that, okay, you have taken the super soldier serum. Let's just call it what it is. Yeah, there's a lot. Kill Bill. Now, see, Kill Bill, to me, I actually liked Kill Bill. I thought it was the reason why I liked it, because it was so over the top with everything and how they told the storyline. To me, I liked it, but I'm kind of sick that way, anyways. No, there was short time watching that again. No, I get it. Yeah, some of the storylines in Kill Bill, if you're talking Kill Bill, yeah, I get that on that one. Okay. Sin City was just weird to me. I only watched it because of Jessica Alba. I had a huge thing for her back then. So I only watched it for her. Yeah, and then the parts where Bruce Willis, because Bruce was part of that storyline too. But yeah, it was weird. And then some of the ones that the spinoffs they did off of that, they shouldn't have. But it is what it is. Jonathan Stamos, yes. He's a phenomenal actor. I love him. I probably, if I was him, I'd have been okay doing the first one. I never would have signed off on doing the second one. We had to get somebody else to do that one. What was the other movie he was in that was kind of like not like that, but dang it, what was the name of that? The one he was the driver. He was like a getaway driver or something like that. Good God, he did like a whole series. All right, we'll see you later. Like I said, we'll be back for the Birdman show next Wednesday for season 1 of or episode 1 of season 8. We'll be back Monday for episode 6, I think, of Conspiracy Files season 2. The Transporter. There you go. That's it. Like the first one, I was kind of cool with. When they decided to make another one, I wanted to slap everybody that was involved in that.
Don't download it.
Oh, we got the
Oh, you finished writing your book, and now you're editing it and putting on. Are you reading live? Definitely let me know when you're gonna do that. Definitely let me know when you're gonna do that. Because I'll clear out my schedule just so I can be there for that. That would be awesome. Definitely, yes, definitely make sure you let us know because I'll definitely come support that. I've been waiting for that. Misty said, I want to read it. Love you too. Have a good night. Don't work too hard, okay? But yeah, that's yeah. So yeah, listen, we can go on and on about this, but we're not going to. Like May said, hopefully everybody has a wonderful week. And make sure
and happy Mommy's Day coming up.
Yes, happy Mother's Day coming up. All the mama and them's. Happy Mother's Day coming up. You all are wonderful, wonderful human beings to me. Most of you are. Let's put it that way. Some just because you gave birth doesn't mean you're actually a mother. Understand that. That's a title that is 100% earned, not given. So please understand the difference. All right. But I do appreciate all you mothers that are out there that are doing an amazing job. If you don't feel appreciated, understand and know you're appreciated and loved here at the Birdman Show. All right. So hopefully you all have a good day. Remember that when it comes to Father's Day. But anyways, like I said, we definitely appreciate you all. And we thank you guys so very much for joining us for this little mini episode of the Birdman Show. Like I said, we'll be back. We'll see you guys Monday for Conspiracy Files, and we do part 3 of the Octopus Murders. And then we'll be back Wednesday for episode 1 of season 8 of the Birdman Show. We love you guys so very much. For Mace Valor, for Miss D, for Bambi, for everybody who's in part of the Birdman Show family, the whole flock. We love you and we'll see you guys later. You know what to do as we get up out of here. For Miss D. That's right. We love you guys so very much and we'll see you guys later. Birdman out.